They're gonna put a spotlight. We're gonna watch some movie. They're gonna put a spotlight that their friend is groovy. So grab some snacks, a drink or two. Get your best gal, pull her close to you. The movie is starting, now keep your mouth shut tight, and they are gonna put us right there in the spotlight.
Hi, I'm John Horton.
And I...
Well, you said go faster, fuck.
And I'm Kyle Pearson, and we just spent 90 minutes doing 2 episodes, and when we discovered we weren't recording. So we're going to do this faster, because we realized we talked too damn much anyway. So for this episode, we're going to review 2 SNL alumni films, both of which are streaming. First is Happy Gilmore 2 with a bunch of SNL alums. And then we also have The Pickup. It's on Amazon Prime with Eddie Murphy and Pete Davidson. John, tell us a little bit about Happy Gilmore 2.
Without spoiling anything, Happy Gilmore picks up with a very, very dark moment. It picks up very depressing. It picks up on a downer. You're like, oh my God, am I watching a comedic Adam Sandler, or is this one of his serious roles? What the fuck is going on here? And then the comedy starts to ramp up. This one is Adam Sandler has gotten out of golfing for said depressing reason. And he is dragged back into it by needing money to send his daughter to ballet school in France, and also to show up this little shit snot of a entrepreneur. What the fuck is that word I'm trying to do?
Entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
This is going to be as long as the last one.
This young on top of manure.
This is what people come for. It's not the reviews of a movie they already saw. It's for this witty banter.
So witty.
So witty.
He goes at the big ending. The third quarter of the movie is Adam Sandler and his team.
It's getting late.
Yes, it is.
All right, just wrap it up.
The third act of the film is Adam Sandler and his team of golfers versus the young, hip Generation X, Z, Y, whatever they are, on this newfangled golf course that is supposed to be the golfing of the future that makes it fun and exciting, like X Games. Personally, I liked the movie. I was very surprised by the beginning and wasn't sure what the hell I was watching. But when it kicked off, it got really good. I enjoyed it. I didn't turn it off. The one complaint I have with it is that it tries to force feed you too much of the original one. You've got a lot of the character returns in the form of their children, and they're rehashing old jokes. And it wasn't necessary. They could have done something. They could have taken those things out of there instead of force feeding us jokes from the past and rehashing them and giving us something new. I personally would have loved to see more on the new golf course at the end, the new Extreme Games golf course, and the opposing team. One of the characters on the opposing team is Becky Lynch from WWE, a wrestler. I would have loved to see her with some fucking lines, man. Take these lines away from some of these other people that come back to portray sons and daughters and relatives of the original characters that have passed away. Let's focus a little bit on some of this new stuff. But I still liked it. As much of a bitch as that sounds, I still enjoyed it. I'd watch it again. What do you think?
One benefit this film has is that if you already have Netflix, you're not paying to see it in the first place. So that helps. But all the nostalgia that John's referring to, if you just rewatch the first film, which you can do now. You couldn't do that back in the day, but you can do that now. So you don't need to relive as much of the nostalgia as you did before. There's a large number of people or actors from the first film that have passed away. And they do some nice throwbacks to those characters, but then they also bring in like the sons of some of those characters. And they have the same traits as their father did. So you're not only doing a throwback to the character that you missed, but then you're having that another version of that same character anyway. So it doesn't seem like you needed to do both of those. So there is a lot of retracing our steps from the first one. And what's odd is the thing that he's talking about. That the downer from the beginning of the film is something you'd actually like to have seen throughout the films. So it seems like we've got the wrong people in this film. Plus, it's one of these where I think everybody who went up to Adam Sandler and said, "Oh man, I want to be part of Happy Gilmore too," they figured out a way to get him in, kind of like Blues Brothers 2000, where they had way too many musicians and songs, and the plot is weak. The part with the golf where they're changing it and it's not regular golf, that reflects a lot on Caddyshack 2, where they kind of turn the country club into a miniature golf course. So that seemed like an odd choice. And then we also have the fact that he now has four somewhat annoying sons that don't seem to really serve a purpose in the film. That I thought at the very end, there's kind of a balancing act that needs to take place. And I'm like, that's where these four kids are going to come into play. And then they don't. And I'm like, okay, really? What was the purpose of all four of these kids when we're already we're heavy on actors and people playing sons of other actors? So the film is enjoyable. I did laugh. My wife actually enjoyed it more than the original one.
Wow.
But for the most part, you're not getting anything that you didn't have before. And what I would have liked is another head-to-head shooter Happy Gilmore situation, and we're not really getting that where we should. I had mentioned in the first take, I had actually worked on a film with Chris McDonald, and it was a golf film, and everybody was calling him Shooter. He'd come up, "Oh, Shooter, Shooter, Shooter." So when you're known for a character that much, you need to do more with that character when you make a sequel. So that is my take on Happy Gilmore 2. Let's move over to The Pickup. And I will take care of that.
Yeah, well, I took care of.
Did you?
Come on.
I'm so trying to go faster that I'm off. Okay. Eddie Murphy, Pete Davidson, they work for a armored trucking company, and they get robbed. And there is a lot of action in there, more action than I thought there would be. The comedy is actually coming from Pete, not from Eddie Murphy. So if you're expecting an Eddie Murphy style film, you're not going to get it. He's actually more of the straight man. Pete Davidson, who wasn't a huge fan of when he first started on SNL, and then I started to, once I knew his story about his dad dying during 9/11, he was a firefighter, and he would always do throwbacks to previous SNL works. When he was on Weekend Update, when Adam Sandler had Uncut Gems come out, he would talk about it just before his segment was over. So he was giving up some of his time to promote stuff that other people who had been on SNL did. So I started to really respect him for that. And over the course of his movie career, which hasn't been filled with hits, but I have enjoyed his work, and a couple of the movies I've seen have been pretty good. This is as John will say, it looks more like Eddie is standing back a little bit and giving Pete a chance to shine. And for somebody of his stature, that's not always easy to do. But I think that really helps this particular film, and I did enjoy it. And of the two, I enjoyed this one more than I enjoyed Happy Gilmore.
I agree. I would have to say I enjoyed this more than Happy Gilmore because it was a new movie. It wasn't a rehash of something that's. I mean, they've done movies similar to this with the heist and the comedy and stuff, But this was a new movie. It wasn't such a throwback like what Happy Gilmore was and nostalgia. It was definitely different seeing Eddie Murphy as more the action star in a movie. Pete Davidson, I haven't seen a lot of him because I don't watch Saturday Night Live. I've seen some clips of him online where he does the skeet scat, water, water, drip, drip, drop, drop. Kyle has no idea what I'm talking about.
I watch SNL every week. I can't remember that.
Water drip, splash, splash.
I'm old.
Drip, water, splash, splash.
When I did it the first time around, Kyle thought I was having a heart attack, for fuck's sake.
Clean, clean, clean. Man, you capping.
I'm not entirely sure you're talking about the right person, but if anybody knows that bit, drop it in the comments so I can see it.
Exactly. But this was a really good movie. Another wrestler was in here. Roman Reigns was in here from WWE. Very small cameo part, but he was pretty much not acting at all. That's the same thing that he does when he's wrestling, is that same attitude. A lot of the action was really good. I was shocked by. I fully anticipated when they were coming after the armored truck that they were going to get it really easy. Instead, that turned into quite a lengthy.
I was shocked by that too. I thought it was just going to be in a flash in the pan done. We don't have much of a budget, and then it carried on for quite a while, and there's humor throughout it. So I enjoyed that. And Andrew Dice Clay also makes I wouldn't say a cameo. It's larger than a cameo. He's in the scenes. He's got about 4 or 5 different scenes in the film, but it's nice to see him again. So. But that is The Pickup, which is available on Amazon Prime for free. You do not have to pay it if you have Amazon Prime. And Happy Gilmore 2 is on Netflix right now. For In the Spotlight, I'm Kyle Pearson.
And I'm John Horton. We'll see you next time in the Spotlight.